Hi everyone, Josh Garrett here from howtocaravan.com, the friendly caravan advice blog. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to damp test a caravan. We're going to be talking about what equipment is required to do so. Basically when a caravan is considered damp, as in what scale would you use to refer to when you're testing your van. Where are the common places that a caravan is going to get damp. I'm going to tell you exactly where to look. I've got a video of me actually in a caravan with a damp meter undertaking a test underneath a window with the caravan in question actually has some high readings, so you get to see that firsthand. And what to do if you find some damp in your caravan. So the equipment that's required, basically it just comes down to having a reliable damp meter. You can see that in the photograph here. It's very inexpensive, available from most DIY stores, and you can in fact buy one online if you go to www.howtocaravan.com/damp meter. That takes you straight to Amazon, where you can actually buy one online, and at the time of recording this video the damp meter was only £25. A solid investment for anyone who's looking to buy a second-hand caravan and wants to make sure that they're not going to be buying something that has already got an existing damp problem. Okay, so when is a caravan considered damp? Damp readings are measured as a percentage of water in the actual woodwork itself. We use the damp meter on the wallboard of the caravan. So a damp test percentage scale that I use between 0 and 15% would be normal. There's no real cause for concern. It can vary massively. It's unlikely that you get a 0% reading, but depending upon the time of the year, the moisture in the atmosphere, it can vary anything between sort of 0 and 15%. If you're finding readings between 15 and 20%, it's higher than average. There's not an existing problem, but it would be worth sort of keeping an eye on it, and perhaps just having a little look on the outside, seeing if you can see any reason for there to be any water coming in the van. And anything 20% onward would indicate that there is a present damp problem. Where to look for damp? You're going to be looking under and around the windows. This is the damp test is taking place inside the caravan, as I said, on the wallboard itself. Around roof lights, as these are joins. If the sealant is perished or comes away from the caravan on the outside, it allows water to come in around the roof lights. Along any of the joins of the external bodywork, some caravans have 2 aluminium panels that join the ceiling. Again, can sometimes perish or come away from the caravan, and water can penetrate in through the side. Front and rear corners of the caravan are very common places that water should get in. Again, it's another join on the bodywork. If you've got a washroom at the back, check right up in the back corner of the wardrobe. It's very common that water would come in there especially on the older caravans. Around external lockers, and what I mean by this is if you have a locker on the caravan that accesses the inside of the caravan, or even a locker in general, again it's another cut into the bodywork of the caravan, so we're going to be wanting to check around the lockers to make sure that no water has got in. Look under the bed boxes. It's not the most obvious place to look, but sometimes water can get in under the bed boxes, again in the wallboard. Be sure to check there. It's a very common place for people to actually miss. Beside the cassette toilet, it may not be that there's a problem with the water actually coming in, but if someone has some spillages while they're trying to empty the cassette toilet, or they have a problem while filling it up with the toilet chemical, it can sometimes get into the woodwork, and if it's not seen to soon enough, it can actually penetrate the woodwork. Along the joins of the roof and sidewall, so where the roof actually meets the sidewall, right along that joint is a good place to check as well, because water can sometimes get in there. Now I'm going to show you how to damp test a caravan. I've got a video recording of myself in a caravan with a damp meter, using it on a piece of wallboard that is actually suffering from some damp, so you'll be able to see exactly how the damp meter is used. It's not difficult, but I thought it would be worthwhile sort of showing you how it's used. I'm in a nearly new caravan here, which is unfortunately suffering from a bit of damp under the front window. I'm not sure if you can see that, but there's little prickles just under the wallpaper where the water is coming around the window seal and has unfortunately set into the woodwork. And if I take my damp meter here, you can see that getting a reading of over 20%. I move it about a bit, it does go up to about nearly 30% there. So in this circumstance, this caravan has damp which is over the allowances that we would accept, so it's going to need some further investigation. Okay, so what do you do if you find some damp in a caravan? I would start by looking for the source of the water ingress. Say, for example, if it was on a window, under a window, check that the window is not cracked. Make sure that the window seal around the outside is still fixed. There may be a crack in the bodywork that's causing water to come in. If the caravan's being towed along in the wind and it's raining, the rain can be pushed into cracks and come through the other side into the body of the van and penetrate the woodwork. I would certainly get a specialist to take a look. At the end of the day, it's gonna need repairing one way or the other. I've seen lots of sort of DIY repairs. They last months at the most. Someone just putting a bit of mastic or something on the outside. It's not curing the problem. All it's doing is sealing in the water that is in the van at the moment. It really needs to go into a workshop and have someone properly look over the caravan and find the source and basically stop it from happening and replace the wallboard if necessary. So you're going to need to weigh up your options to repair or to not repair. The problem with damp is that if a caravan has a damp problem now, unless it's done properly, it's going to come back again. I don't want to scare you or anything, but I'm just being honest. If it's got a damp problem at the moment, just be very, very wary that it could come back again in the near future. But if you're having a very experienced caravan workshop taking a look at the van for you, then you shouldn't have a problem. And plus, most reputable caravan workshops will actually guarantee their work against any future water ingress, say in the next 12 months. So that would certainly be something worth considering. That's it for this video. Thanks very much. I hope you found it informative. I hope you enjoyed it. So if you want to head over to www.howtocaravan.com, you can find lots more helpful caravan tips and advice.